Hello, this is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. In early September, I was in Moscow, Idaho, filming the crime scene area for the Idaho 4 murder case of Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogen, and Kaylee Goncalves. When I went there, I just wanted to get a better perspective of the area, and it looked similar to what I've envisioned seeing all the different videos that are out there. But what you don't realize is just how close everything is together. It's absolutely amazing how close the house is to the street, all the different buildings are just all really tight in there, and how hilly it is. And just before we get moving on the video, if you go right here, it is 2,657 elevation, and right here, down below, right behind the 1122 King Road address, it's 2,694, so almost 40 feet. And then right here, it is 2,698, so it's even 4 feet higher right there. Now you can see that easily if you turn there. You can see that that's 4 feet higher than here, and you can see how sloped it is because this stays perpendicular, the ground stays perpendicular to the camera, and you can definitely see how slopey this is right here. So this is an important area back here. This is where a white Elantra would drive by. It would come through here and then down and then back out on Willanta Drive and out of the area, then come back in and drive back behind over there and come back around. And it did that a few different times until its final pass where it stopped, and the murders happened between I would say about 4:09, and the car was speeding away at 4:20. So likely there was some blood spatter mitigation going on before getting into his vehicle. So the murders probably took place in a 7 or 8 minute window. So here is the house right here. And if you parked right there, you'd be able to see if Madison Mogen's lights were on or Kaylee Goncalves' lights were on. And likely after that, after observing that all the lights were off in the back of the house, probably gave up on the front because it looks like Xana Kernodle was still awake, you know, using TikTok or some other social media app, and she was still awake and getting a DoorDash delivery at 4 in the morning, so likely would still be awake at that point. But he was probably waiting for these lights to go off and then made his move. He wasn't going to wait any longer. And then he goes through down below there's the door to the kitchen on the ground level, and made his move, went through the kitchen. There's actually a level below the kitchen. The kitchen's the second floor, but it's ground level in that area. And then the first floor comes out even lower. As we mentioned earlier, there's a massive drop in height. So there's ground level on the second floor, and there's ground level on the first floor. You can probably see that right here. So there's the patio outside the kitchen, and here's the third floor. The kitchen's actually on the second floor. The kitchen's just below Kaylee Goncalves' room. And because it's so steep right here, it drops down, and there is a first floor, which is right down here, and it comes out even lower. Now that wall right there, this wall right there is where the television is in the living room. Up above here is the window to the bathroom on the third floor that's just outside Madison Mogen's bedroom. This piece of plywood here is a window that is at the top of the staircase, and then I think there's a third window over here that is a window, I believe, in Kaylee's room, because her room was much larger. If you could combine the bathroom and Madison Mogen's room, you'd have rooms that were in similar sizes. And so there, look how close everything is. See this? I just want you to get a really good perspective here. And there's, you know, when you have the stabilization on in this 360 degree program, sometimes it has these weird artifacts where the buildings kind of wiggle around, but you still can see everything. So look at this. Look how steep that is. And here is the 1122 King Road address. And then this is 1112 King Road, and there's a very important surveillance camera on that. Looks like there's a memorial there. There is a surveillance camera on that building that picked up some very important information, different sounds. Also, it has a surveillance camera that picked up the White Elantra coming in, very clear footage, and it was right up above that door there, right next to the door there. And it's very close to the 1122 King Road address, probably like 65 feet away the camera is from Xana Kernodle's bedroom. So I guess we'll go back by there here in a minute, all right? So here, again, that's 1112 King Road. I think I go back down there again, actually. Yeah, so this is lower, 40 feet lower than back behind 112 King Road, and it's even lower over there. Very hilly, and everything's so close together. And that's why it seems like Kohberger must have surprised people, because there wasn't really any screaming or anything where people could hear. I mean, there's so many people around, but it is 4 a.m. People were drinking, and often when you go to sleep after you've been drinking, it's a pretty heavy sleep, and you're not just waking up to any sound that you might have heard. Also, the 1112 King Road surveillance camera didn't seem to pick up anything. Alright, so if I pause the camera right here, that's the security guard. This window right here is Xana Kernodle's bedroom. This window right here is in the living room. This window down here, I think, is Bethany Funk's bedroom. This is the main door to the house. And the window over here is to a room on the first floor that nobody was using. There were golf clubs, and it was more used for storage. And Dylan Mortensen's room is... I mean, I could try to go back. Let me see if I can go back a little bit here. Dylan Mortensen's room is... Her room is right there. It's on the same floor as the kitchen. And I think that's a window for her room right there. So Dylan Mortensen was right in that area. And she was in a place where she could hear almost anything that was going on. Okay, so we're back here. And this is where the White Elantra would have been driving up this road and driving exactly where we're going right here. It drove back behind here, and it goes very steeply uphill. And you look, even looking at this, you can see how far downhill it is over to there. And this is back behind 500 Queen Road. And again, you can see those cars are basically parked on a 30-degree incline over there. And when you come back here, if I pause it right around here, you can see easily that a car drives around and goes up. Originally, it was hard to tell if a car could make it around there because we didn't have any footage of it. And then different people were taking video out there and you could see it. I'm going to show you precisely what that looks like. This video today will just be on the 360-degree camera, but again, very steep right here. I'm going to go stand next to where the surveillance camera was that was picking up the White Elantra on the night of the murders, starting at around 3:30 and ending at 4:08. And there's a camera. If I pause it right here, it's right up there. And I kind of go even under the camera here. And then if you turn around, that's basically the exact same shot that you see in the surveillance footage that was released. And it was actually released by the person who lives in this area right here. And in the surveillance footage, you see a car coming around and then going back behind this wall and then up in this direction. Okay, so I'm going to get back to where I came from here. I mean, put a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this. I think it really gives you an amazing perspective. And let me know what you think of these 360-degree videos. I think they just absolutely are kind of a game changer. I think what they should do is bring these to crime scenes and you just set it still on a tripod. I know they have Faro scans and stuff like that, but do a quick 360-degree scan so you can go back and revisit it. If you actually upload the 360-degree footage, you can use the goggles and you're in a virtual reality environment and you could revisit the crime scene. So here is the space behind. So if you look back here, this is where the car would drive. It would drive up and up through here and around, where the Elantra turned around in one of the passes. I think this the fourth pass. Came here and then turned around and drove back this way and then eventually came back this way again, all part of the same extended fourth pass, and then drove by and went up around right here where we will be walking. Alright, so this is behind. This is where the white Elantra drove on each pass. And then I think after it made each pass, it would stop and wait and watch. And the lights were just still on. Because you remember, I think it was Dylan Mortensen said that everybody was asleep by 4. So the first 3 passes were prior to 4 o'clock, but the third pass was right around 4, like 3:57-ish. And maybe he saw the DoorDash driver. But right in this area, maybe he parked here, but I think it was right there. Every time he came around, he would turn, park, wait right in this spot, and then look and wait and see when the lights turned off. And then I think even when the lights turned off, so maybe it was at 3:57, he saw the lights turn off, he then took off again to give it some more time. He probably knows himself that he's too restless and he needed to do something and get away and come back and give him time. So he left, came back, and he entered the house likely at around 4:09. You know, he parked his car, probably had to do some prep really quick, and then he goes in the house at like 4:09. Then he exits the house, I would guess, at maybe around 4:18. Does some mitigation of blood spatter outside his vehicle. Then he gets in his vehicle and takes off. So there you go. Look how close that house is to the road, everything. It's just incredible that something of that horrific magnitude happened in that area. Alright, you guys. Well, thank you very much for watching this video. I'll continue to put other videos out of other 360-degree footage. I also have some GoPro footage that I took out there. And I really appreciate you watching. If you could hit that like button for me, that would be absolutely awesome. Alright? But yes, leave a comment in the comment section and hit that like button. Thank you very much for watching. And as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there.